Hello and welcome back to Fair Weather Trains. Today we're just going to have a quick look at this Ice 3 express train or intercity train from Piko or Piko. This comes in a starter set, and is Piko's equivalent of Hornby Railroad, although I think it's a step up from most of that stuff. So yeah, I bought it as a set. It was a complete train set, which comes with a big oval, including 2 curved points to make an extra sort of passing siding, and a controller, and quite a bit of track, which is all Hornby compatible. But they're quite useful for me actually, because some of their straights and the curves, although being the same radius, are actually slightly shorter. So I've been able to utilise some of them and replace some of my crappy bespoke track I still had hanging around. So yeah, this is the Piko Ice 3. They do a top of the range version, but that is ridiculously expensive. So I'll just show you the box it came in. So as you can see, it's a big old box, Piko Hobby, and I'll just show you if you can see that on the screen, everything it comes with. Where's the English bit there? Down the bottom. So 9 straights, or 12 straights actually. It's totally complete with the exception of the power supply and the sort of transformer. But everything else was there, which is not a surprise. I mean, I did know that wasn't there. It's also 8-pin digital ready. So we better have a look to see what you get. So there's the lead car. Let's just, obviously it's not really one I can handle very easily. I don't know if you can see the, which end am I looking at? Oh, that's the trailing end. And obviously it's not got a lot of separately fitted detail, but I'm not sure how much separately fitted detail there is on these in real life. But it does have the wiper and the sort of goldfish bowl type window. All the livery and everything's excellently done. And then we've got what would be the restaurant car. That's the one with a motor in it. There's a big motor with 2 humongous great flywheels on it. Then we got the passenger car, second class, with pantograph on the top. Don't think you can run it from the pantograph, but I'm not too sure. You can see the close coupling thing works really well. And then we've got the other end, which is probably the one with the driver in it, I think. They're all electrically connected with directional red and white lighting. I'm guessing if you wanted a DCC it, that would mean you won't need a chip in each coach. So what I'll do is I'll get a couple of them apart and we'll have a look, and I'll show you where it goes together. Right, bear with me. So I've taken off the trailing coach, so we'll have a slightly closer look at this. And bear in mind this is railroad quality, or from their railroad type range. I'm not sure if there's anything in there. I can't get the light right because there's so much sun. Again, I really should stop complaining about the amount of sun. But you can see there's all nice printing. Just make it out. I don't know if I can focus on that. Yeah, 17.375 meters. That's all nicely done. You see the painting's really good. There's just tiny little details you might notice that are probably better on the more expensive one, like the door handle, for example. I've not seen the expensive one, so I'm guessing, but the printing's really nice. Bogies are just plastic. The second class symbol. Yeah, the ends have this sort of plastic thing which makes them sort of close together. I mean, it's not quite as good as the one on the futuristic looking Roco multiple unit I've got, but it seems to work quite well. You can see there how they connect together. We'll have a look at the other type of that, but it's basically some prongs, but it has there's guides down the side of this. Don't know if it's going to show them up, so they should prevent you from putting it in wrong. Yeah, there is one there. You can just make them out of the sides, and there's like slots on the other end to make sure they go in there to stop you like bending all the pins. That's the theory. Yeah, it's pretty much the same down this side. And then the front of the cab. So we've got these 3 lights all light up in direction of travel, so they're white or red. I think that one goes out if this is the end, and those 2 are red. But if this is going forward, all 3 are white. I don't know much about the prototype, but there you go. And as you can see, there's no driver here, but there is a driver at the other end. I think that's rather nice. No real underframe detail. But I've also got the Hornby Railroad, I think it's called City Express set, that they were clearing out in WH Smith's for 60 quid or something 3 or 4 years ago. And while it's quite nice, albeit fictitious, it's not a patch on this one. Beautifully smooth, look. Lovely. So this is the power car. So it's got a bit of electrical equipment on the top. And you can see there, you can probably imagine how that slots into the back of that one. So you've got these slide over those 2 grooves you saw to hopefully lock it in place and stop you, bit of polystyrene there. Yeah, stop you bending all the pins up and knackering it basically. So this is the driving unit. What drives? So those 2, oh yeah, you can see them, those 2 wheels are driven. They're not. And the same this end, just those 2 wheels are driven with traction tyres, sadly. Yeah, it looks like it's got a form of pickup from the axle there, maybe. I don't know, I'm guessing because I've not had this apart, and I don't really want to, because when I got it, it ran really well, so I didn't want to take it apart unless completely necessary, and to get rid of that hair you can see there. So yeah, down the sides is similar, all blacked out windows, really good printing again. I mean, although the doors haven't got much relief to them, they do look good. And as I say, there's one printing along the bottom again. It wants to focus, there we go. Yeah, no detailing on the bottom. And a bit of electrical gubbins on the top. And this end has a female socket for connecting to the next car. Yeah, I think that's nice. It's pretty heavy. So what we do is I'll drop them on the scales and we'll see how much they weigh. So the non-driving car on its own is 174 grams. And the one with the motor comes in at 511. One nice thing about this is you can connect it all up whilst it's on the track, instead of having to turn them all upside down or sideways and then try and roll them back over and get them all on the track at the same time. But you can just carefully push them together on the track and it all fits together nicely. And one other unexpected advantage of buying this set with the track was it came with two of these. Well, one left, one right. This is curved points, and I have a couple of sets of Hornby curved points on this layout, and they can be a real derailing nightmare. So many things just derail going over them, so I've swapped them for these, which are a slightly different length, as you can see, and nothing has derailed going over them yet, taking either route either. So that was a bit of a win. And as I said about, they got the some of the track is different shapes, many different lengths rather, to anything Hornby does, and I managed to fill some gaps that I had some crap bespoke track in, and take the rubbish track out and put those bits in, which is much better. It's not steel or either, it's proper nickel silver, so that was a bit of an advantage. Right, I think we should give this a bit of a run. I think what we'll do before I send it round, we'll give it a flywheel test. So I'll bring it in at 50% and I'll stop it as it hits that yellow and green building, and we'll see how far it rolls. So let's try a bit of that. Yeah, quite an amazing flywheel effect there. I mean, I don't know if it's got one or two, as I say, I'm not taking it apart. But yeah, that's pretty good. Right, let's send this off properly. Just make out the lights on the front. See the rear lights. Yeah, just make them out. Runs at a good speed too. So we'll give it one last test over all these points with our Y points. the new Piko curve points, crossing, and a normal Hornby set. See if the whole lot gets over this without derailing itself. No problem. So that's the Piko high speed Ice 3 train set or starter set. I think you'd struggle to find a starter set as good as this one. It still has a price ticket on it of 139 euros. But as I say, I don't know how old this is. What I'd like to do is to be able to get some more coaches for it, but I don't know if they exist for this one. You can find them for the full fat version, but they're really expensive, and I don't know if they even fit with this. So if anyone knows, drop that in the comments, because that'd be nice to know. So it's a big train set with a big loop track with sidings with curved points, which aren't cheap. And I've got loads of manuals for it and brochures and stuff, but I won't bother showing them. It runs like a beauty. It's really nice and heavy. And also, unlike most starter sets you get, it's a 4-car set rather than the usual just 2 ends or 2 ends and 1 coach. I would definitely recommend this. This cost me the grand total of 80 quid. I took a bit of a risk picking it up because the person I got it from said he wasn't sure if it worked because he got it from someone else, or someone gave it to him or something, and he personally never run it. Well, the track was pristine and clean, as is the loco, although to be fair there's not much to break off. And I think it just looked really cool, especially with the nice lights on it. So I'd 100% recommend one of these. And the track's good. It's decent track and it fits nicely with Hornby track. So do you fancy an Ice 3? If you know how old this is, I would quite like to know, because there's no dates in the manuals or anything. And yeah, just let me know. I think this is well worth it because it runs really nicely. Really nice. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one for something else. And goodbye for now.